to keep me warm when the cold winds blow. I can feel you breathe. I can feel your heartbeat faster. Take me home tonight. I don't wanna let you go till you see the light. Take me home tonight. Listen, honey, just like Ronnie said. Be my little baby. Be my little baby. Just like Ronnie said. I said it. Just like Ronnie said. Be my little baby. Baby, my darling. I feel the hunger. It's a hunger. Take me home tonight. I don't wanna let you go till you see the light. Take me home tonight. Listen, honey, just like Ronnie said. Take me home tonight. I don't wanna let you go till you see the light. Take me home tonight. Listen, honey, just like Ronnie said. Be my little baby. Be my darling. Take me home tonight. Listen, honey, just like Ronnie said. Be my little baby. Tonight. I don't wanna let you go till you see the
Keep the connected devices in your home protected from Wi-Fi threats with XFi Advanced Security, included with Xfinity Internet at no extra cost. Can your internet do that? Activate Advanced Security today through the Xfinity app and learn about upgrading your in-home Wi-Fi experience with XFi Complete. It includes unlimited internet data and will help ensure you get the most Wi-Fi coverage throughout your home. Go to xfinity.com/XFi Complete, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. XFi and XFi Complete available to Xfinity Internet customers with a compatible XFi gateway.
We couldn't turn around till we were upside down. I'll be the bad guy now, but no, I ain't too proud. I couldn't be there, even when I tried. You don't believe it. We do this every time. Seasons change and our love went cold. Feed the flame cause we can't let go. Run away while we're running in circles. Run away, run away. I dare you to do something. I'm waiting on you again, so I don't take a thing. Run away while we're running in circles. Run away, run away, run away. Go. I got a feeling that it's time to let go. I said so. I knew that this was doomed from the get-go. You thought that it was special, special, but it was just a sex door, and I still hear the echoes. I got a feeling that it's time to let it go, let it go. Seasons change and our love went cold. Feed the flame cause we can't let go. Run away while we're running in circles. Run away, run away. I dare you to do something. I'm waiting on you again, so I don't Just make up your mind, tell me what are you gonna do? It's only me, let it go. Seasons change and our love ain't cold. Feed the flag cause we can't let it go. Run away while we're running in circles. Run away, I dare you to do something. I'm waiting on you again, so I don't take the blame. Run away, but we're running in circles. Run away, run away, run away. Every time you come around, you know I can't say no. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take control. I can feel the paradise before my world implodes. And tonight had something wonderful. My bad habits lead to late nights sitting alone. Conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do. My bad habits lead to white eyes staring into space. And I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after two. It's true, it's true. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. Every pure intention ends when the good times start. Falling over everything to reach the first time spark. It started under neon lights and then it all got dark. I only know how to go too far. My bad habits lead to late nights sitting alone. Conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do. My bad habits lead to white eyes staring into space. And I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after two. It's true, it's true. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. We took the long way round and burned till the fun ran out. Now my bad habits lead to late nights and in alone. Conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do. My bad habits lead to white eyes staring into space. And I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after two. It's true, it's true. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. felt it. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my best. This and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 and love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved. Love, 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 love. So I won't hesitate no more.
Good morning, RAFB. How are you this morning? Thank you for joining us for our February edition of Real Estate Experience Live. And I am Lisa Ayers, the Director of Communications for RAFB. And today's topic is our brand new free member benefit, Safe Showings. And today we have Helen Hudson, the founder and CEO of Safe Showings, and she is going to take us through everything that we need to know about this new wonderful app that we've provided for you from the association. She's going to talk about her story and why she created the app, why the app is so important for your safety, and why being proactive about your safety is better than being reactive. And that's what this app is going to help you do. She's going to teach you how to download the app. So do not download it from the App Store. The App Store, you will end up paying and you'll have to redo your account and all this stuff. So Helen will get into her presentation. She will teach you how to download it. And if you've been seeing it on our emails that we've been sending out, there's a special link that you follow to download the app. And then she's also going to teach you not only how to use it, but all of the tools that you as realtors will have available to you to help explain this app to your customers, to help you to be able to promote the app and to incorporate it into your daily, weekly, monthly process of being a realtor. So without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to let Helen take it away, and she will teach you all about this incredible app. And if anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat box. Periodically throughout the presentation, we're going to address questions, and we will definitely address them at the end. So thank you so much for joining, Helen, and I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you. I always want to test the sound and make sure we are good to go. I appreciate everyone's time. As Lisa mentioned, if you don't remember anything else in the presentation, please do not go to the App Store. We'll straighten you out if you've already done so, but if you go to the App Store, it's going to want to charge you for the app, and your association has invested in your safety, and the only way to get it for the paid for version is to follow the link that's provided. But I'm so thrilled to share my story with you. What you'll hear first is a 1-minute video. It's what we play when we go to trade shows. It gives you a high level view of who we are as a company. Then I'm going to share my story with you and a couple other great things, and I want to make sure I answer any questions you have as well.
Did you know that over 760,000 real estate professionals have had situations where they feared for their safety when they enter a property alone with a stranger? The Safe Showings mobile app was developed by a realtor to give real estate professionals proactive control over their own safety. It is quick and easy to record names, automatically capture exact GPS addresses, and it prompts you to capture a secure image of each potential buyer's face, a feature unique to Safe Showings. Over 200 real estate professionals have been murdered in the last decade while showing homes to prospective buyers. Safe Showings provides protection and peace of mind for real estate agents, homeowners, and potential buyers as it aims to deter crime before it starts. With Safe Showings, real estate professionals and their loved ones feel more secure, knowing that Safe Showings will automatically notify them with identifying details and geolocation in an emergency. For more information, visit safeshowings.com. Find Safe Showings in the App Store or Google Play today and start feeling safe during showings and open houses.
Next month will be 4 years ago that I had a situation that changed my life. I was a new realtor in Charleston, South Carolina. I'd had my license for 6 months and I received an internet lead. And as we all do, we set the buyer or the seller appointment. And I agreed to meet the buyer at the property on a Saturday at 2. But when I drove up to the neighborhood, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. I'm sure you've encountered places like that too, but it just didn't feel like a safe neighborhood. But I'd park my car, I wait for the buyer to arrive. When he drove up, I greeted him. We went into the property. I left the door open. We're taught to do that from a safety standpoint. A minute later, he's in the back of the house and a truck drove up. 2 men jumped on the porch. That's when my heart stopped. I thought, oh my gosh, nobody knows where I am or who I'm with. And thankfully, I'm here to tell you the rest of the story. Nothing happened to me that day. It was a coincidence. They were driving by, they saw the for sale sign, they saw a realtor magnet on my car, and they noticed the door was open, so they thought it was an open house. But I'll never forget that feeling of fear, of being caught off guard, not knowing if I was going to be attacked or not. It was a wake up call for me. And I know that I was given a second chance for a reason. I did my research. And as you heard in the video, I'm sure you've heard NAR tells us that over 38% of realtors have had situations like I have. And when I traveled for 2 years prior to the pandemic, I went to about 40 events. And even then, people still come up to me and say, hey, Helen, listen, this is real. This is what happened to me. So we know there's a valid problem. I did my own research and I found out over 200 realtors have been murdered in the last decade. That's my why. I think one life lost is too many. And I guarantee you, if any of these people could talk to us today, they would tell you they didn't know they were going to lose their life. You can't talk to someone on the phone and set an appointment and know if they're a criminal. You can't look at somebody in today's world and know if they have criminal intentions. And I think it's interesting that of the faces you see here, 16 of those 200 that I know about have half are men and half are women. So men are just as vulnerable as women. We're targeted because we work alone. And my why is I was given a second chance. They were not. You've probably heard about Beverly Carter. Maybe you know Carl Carter, or maybe you have heard him speak. We're friends. And he said, Helen, I think if my mom had had Safe Showings, she would be here today. Basically, that's my other reason I do what I do. 4 years ago, I cared more about the sale than my safety. Now I'm trying to change that mindset for our industry. But not only are we at risk working with buyers and sellers alone, we could be putting our homeowners at risk, not on purpose, of course. But if your house was on the market, I could bring somebody in not knowing they have a criminal background. They can look and see where your security systems are, where your child's bedroom is, and where you store your valuables. They could come back in 2 weeks or 2 months and harm you and your family. But because our industry doesn't have a law, policy, or mandate, we don't know how many crimes are committed against the homeowner. As realtors too, when you're protecting yourself, you're also protecting the homeowner. And that's a value add statement when you can tell everyone you're working with, hey, when you list your property, I use Safe Showings. I've got control. I get an image of everyone before I go in a home. I did my research. I looked at the competitive landscape before I decided to create an app. I spent 6 months looking at the products on the NAR website, and our product's unique. I'm proactive about safety now. I care about being proactive. And an illustration in telling you what happened to me, you heard my story 4 years ago. If I'd had a gun, it would have been too late. If those 3 men had decided to harm me, I wouldn't be here to tell you the story. A gun could be proactive in other situations if you tell people you have one. For example, you're on the phone, you're setting your appointment, hey, I look forward to meeting you Saturday at the property. I want to let you know, I tell all the buyers and sellers I work with, I carry a concealed permit. It's just the world we live in. I have a weapon. I hope I never have to use it. Then it becomes proactive. They know you're in control. That's the whole key, is you've got to be consistent with every buyer, every seller. If you were to run a background check but not tell people that you're doing it, it's reactive. They don't know you're in control. The number one fear a criminal has is getting caught. They're cowards. It's not the punishment for the crime. So if you take control from the very beginning before you ever meet someone, you will deter crime, and it can be what saves your life. If I had relied on pepper spray, mace, calling 911, lockbox system, that's all reactive. If those 3 men wanted to harm me, it would have been too late. That would not have solved or protected me one bit. What we teach realtors to do is be proactive. You do it by telling every buyer and seller before you ever meet with them, when you're setting the appointment in the safety of your office, you're going to say, hey, I just want you to know our association cares about safety. We use an app called Safe Showings, and we're required to get a picture of everyone before we go inside a home. That way you're in control. You're telling them you're doing something. You're in control of safety. Don't misbehave or you will be caught. Just like a doorbell camera, criminals know they're being videoed. And so therefore they'll look for easy targets. They're not going to waste their time and work with you if they have criminal intentions, because there's a high risk that they might get caught. And we should be in control of safety. Our lives matter. Even a sign that has beware of dog or an alarm sticker, those are ways to deter crime. Criminals don't want to get caught. We help you, as Lisa mentioned, we have a safety toolkit that you'll have access to, you already have access to. Make sure you use it. These are just talking points, just suggestions. Make it your own. You may want to say, my husband cares about my personal safety. I use an app called Safe Showings, or I care about my personal safety. But being confident as a realtor, working with buyers and sellers, and letting every single person you know before you meet with them, you use a safety tool, and you always get an image before you go in a property with someone. That is how you deter crime. We all know to arrive to the property 30 minutes ahead of time. That just gives us time to get there and get settled. But before you get out of the safety of your car, you're going to press a button that says create showing. The timer starts. The next thing our app will say is, who are you meeting with? And you know that information because you set the appointment. You go to your it asks you to put in the name, and you just touch on the phone number because they're already in your contacts and it's uploaded to our app. Then when they drive up, you're standing in the yard, you greet them, you tell them, you remind them, hey, let's go ahead and take that photo. If it's a family or more than one person, it's one picture. It's the actionable step of taking that photo that can save your life. We promote safety every month. We provide a monthly safety newsletter. You'll receive that. And it's a reminder that your association cares about your safety, and to take advantage, they've invested in your safety. It'll have safety tips as well. These are rider signs and open house flyers that you can print, take to a print shop, and put on your listings. It tells every buyer going in and out of that property or driving by that that listing agent cares about safety. I'm going to remember them when I sell my property. But it tells every criminal, wow, I see they might have cameras. There's a high risk I'll get caught, so they don't bother that property. Here's a quick demo of our app.
By downloading the Safe Showings app, you're proactively preparing to take advantage of more secure client contact when conducting open houses and showing appointments. Start by entering the emergency contacts of your choice, like friends, your broker, or family members. It's an easy one-step process. The app features an easy-to-adjust timer feature that will alert your emergency contacts if you've not responded during the time frame you have set. When showing properties, the app will track your exact location via the GPS feature. You can autofill your appointment's information right from the contacts in your phone. You can see that the app provides significant safety at this point, but there's more. When first meeting with the appointment, use your phone to snap a photo of the client. Research demonstrates that this approach is the best way to deter criminal behavior. Now your contacts will be notified if you don't check in based on the timer, and identifying information based on the photo from your showing. All of these features give you accountability for safely doing business during your showings and open houses. Following each showing, the app gives you the opportunity to make a record of the appointment. The app provides free form notes that the app will store for you. By the way, the Safe Showings app saves all the information from each showing so that you can go back and review your opportunities for sales. The open house feature provides the same great security options. Always be sure to get the facial image for all contacts during your open houses. There is a handy 5-star rating system for your showing contacts. This, along with your notes, can alert you and others of potential problems from a suspicious person or from any previous showing.
Remember, don't go to the App Store. This is part of my presentation. It keeps reminding you that the product, the app is there, but in order to get it for free, please wait until you see the link provided by your association. I usually hear some of the same questions over and over, so I like to take a few minutes to kind of bring those up, and hopefully it answers some of your questions. The first image you see, I'll usually hear 3 questions. Helen, why do you get an image of a face? Number 1. 2, I hear, what do the buyers and sellers say when you tell them you're going to do that when you meet with them? And the third question I hear is, where is it stored? When I first released the first version of our app, it was 6 months after I had that situation happen. I was passionate about getting an image of a driver's license, and that came from my property management background right out of college. I managed apartments, and in the 80s, we used to they still do it now. When you want to go see an empty apartment, you have to surrender your driver's license. That's for safety protocol. And I thought that would be the best thing for us to do as an industry as well. So the first version, we were passionate about getting an image of a driver's license. I went to the NAR conference in DC that following May. Before I traveled, I wanted to get an idea of what my competitors were doing. And I was there to walk the trade show floor real early, and I wanted coffee and breakfast. And there's this guy standing at the top of the stairs. He looks like Duck Dynasty, and he's 2 feet away. I'm trying to go around him, and he says, "Who are you? I've seen you 3 times." And I said, I told him who I was, and he said, "I saw you on the airplane." And I told myself, if I saw you again, I was going to find out who you are and what you do. God put him right in front of me. That's direct. I mean, he was 2 feet away. He's now my business partner. We met back in Charleston when we got back in town, and he said, "Why are you getting an image of a driver's license?" And I told him my reason, and he said, "F that, you need to get an image of a face." His background's in artificial intelligence. He wrote code that launches missiles for the military, and he has 3 daughters. So he said, "Helen, think about it. When you take an image with the phone, the camera on the phone, it's going to be a real image. It's going to be who they are, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's smart." And then he said, "People can't say they forgot their face. You can say you forgot your driver's license, right?" So that's why we get an image of a face. The second question I hear is, what do the buyers and sellers say when you tell them you're going to be using a safety app and you're required to get an image of everyone? They're going to respect you. They're going to remember you, and they're going to understand our world's not getting any safer. If they're a genuine buyer or seller, they're not going to push back. If we have had roundtable discussions about it, and when you think about your image, if you're on social media, if you're going by doorbell cameras, if you're going into banks, airports, hospitals, everywhere we go, we're out there. Our image is out there. The third thing people say is, where does it go? Is it going to go to my camera section on my phone? No, it goes to our cyber secure cloud. That is because an important reason, if you're standing in the yard, you're doing what we teach, and you say, "Hey, I just need to get an image," or at any time when you're with them, they destroy your phone, your 3 emergency contacts will still be sent the last location of the phone, who you're with, because you auto-populated that before you got out of the safety of your car. And if you were able to take a photo, that photo will be there as well. It goes to the cyber secure cloud. Our main screen is where the timer starts at 45 minutes. It counts down. If you can push buttons, you can use our app. You don't have to type anything anywhere, really. I teach realtors, don't wait till it counts all the way down, because you're probably not working with a criminal. Go ahead and reset your timer at 19 minutes or whatever. But if you do get distracted like we do, when it gets to 5 minutes, it sends an alert to you. It says, "Are you safe?" If you are, reset your timer, and it goes right back to 45 minutes. If the timer expires, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. It's going to alert your 3 emergency contacts, your exact location, who you're with, and an image of their face if you took a photo. If you have 5 properties to show, just reset your timer, hop in your car, drive to the next location, street by street, road by road. This is updating instantly. You never have to type in the address. And again, this is the buyer or seller's face. The menu section's the top left. 4 years ago, I would have pressed the emergency alarm button. It is in the menu section because we don't want you to call 911 accidentally, and it's where your thumb is. So you press 1 second, 2 seconds, and in 10 seconds, it's going to call 911. It's going to send your 3 emergency contacts exactly where you are, who you're with, and an image of their face. The menu section also has the history of your showings. You'll see that in a second. It has the open house feature where you saw in the video. It prompts you to say how many hours, how many minutes, and it puts that total time, whether it's 300 minutes or whatever, right here. You don't have to calculate it. If for some reason you don't like taking an image of a face, you don't like that feature, you can turn it off. But I guarantee you, if there was a crime committed, you would want to have that image of the face there. So we gave this presentation to the chief of police, and they said, you're making our job so much easier by doing so. Another talking point graphic when we're doing open houses, we don't know who's coming, so we can't handle it the exact same way. But you can be in control. You can meet them at the front door or outside, and you just say, hey, y'all are welcome to come inside. The homeowner has required I be accountable. I just need to get a quick image. And if there are 10 people, it's 1 picture. It's that actionable step that can save your life. This is where you see the history of your showings, the date, the time, the buyer or seller's name, the address of the property. There's one section in our app that says it's a CRM section. You can skip it. You don't have to type anywhere, but if you want to make a note, that's where I put buying in September or something like that. At the very end of your showing, when you press the button that says end showing, everything went well. You didn't have to send an emergency alert or anything. While you're in the privacy of your car, you will be asked to rate how you felt working with the buyer or seller from a safety standpoint. This is the only shareable portion of our app, and it's for us to help each other stay safe. I was working with Kim Hall in Charleston. That's her unique phone number. She comes to your market. She's working with one of your members, and they're following what we teach. And they say, hey, Kim, I look forward to meeting you Saturday at 2. I just want to let you know that we use Safe Showings. It's a realtor safety app, and we have to get a photo of everyone before we go in a property. She's probably going to interrupt you and say, I know about that product or that app. I work with a realtor in Charleston. But even if she doesn't, for every single appointment that you set in the privacy and safety of your own office, you hang up the phone, you pick up the app, you press create showing, the timer starts. It says, who are you meeting with? You put in Kim Hall's name and her unique number, her photo will pop up. So if they're in our database, you'll get to see a picture of who you're going to be meeting. It'll also show you that I gave her a 5-star rating. Most of the time, that's what we're going to do. Just like Uber and Lyft, you have to give a person at least 1 star. If I had a negative situation where I was scared, I would give Kim 1 star and I would put a note, please call me. I had a situation I want to explain to you. I want you to be safe. Again, it's for us to help each other. When the timer runs out and you didn't end the showing, this is what your 3 emergency contacts will see. There might be a problem. They're going to get a 3D image of where you are, an exact address as well, the buyer or the seller's name, and hopefully an image of their face, not a squirrel or a tree. That's why it's so important to get an image of a face. And then, we teach realtors, if you don't have a signal, you can still role play it the same way. If you have a market where you have a lot of those areas, carry a remote modem, which they do provide. I know that they're available, and that way you always have a cell signal. But again, role play it the same way. And then, arrive to the property early. If it's a market you're not familiar with, you've never previewed the home, you still role played it when you set the appointment. So when they arrive, you just take a photo with your camera. If you're able to know that there's no cell signal and you don't have a remote modem, just meet them at an office and everything goes to a secure cloud. So you're being safe all the time. We have to be proactive about that. And again, just a reminder how we promote and we know there's a lot of I'm going to skip right to, well, actually, before I go to the how to access it, Lisa, if you will see if we have any questions in the chat room while I pull up this information.
Yes, we do have one question. Mark asked, so the listing agent uses your app. What about other agents making appointments?
Let me see if I understand the question. Say that one more time. The listing, yeah, you want to use it with your listing appointments and the buyer showing appointments as well.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what he means there either. And so, Mark, if you want to put in the chat, maybe just a little bit more of a description as to what we want to make sure you're answering your question. He says, Helen, so the listing agent uses your app. What about other agents making appointments? Oh, so he's just saying other agents are not using the app. And so, you know, I think
That's a value proposition. If you're a listing agent and you're able to tell your seller that, hey, I use a product, an app called Safe Showings, it holds, you know, I always get a photo of it. When I do the showing, I'm always getting a photo of everyone coming in and out. So you can rest assured that when I do open houses for your listing, I'm using Safe Showings. I'm going to be accountable and have an image of every person coming in and out of this property. Until the app grows to a level where we're all using it consistently, we can't really say it's for every person coming in and out unless you're the only person showing that property. But my vision is as we grow and our industry adopts Safe Showings, we'll all be able to say everyone going in and a house is accountable. We've got it on record, and that's how we deter crime for our industry.
Thank you for that. And I also just put a note in the chat to just make sure that we are answering Mark's question the way that we want it, because I'm not 100% sure that we know what he's asking. But I do have one more question. I entered a contact with a typo in the name and can't edit. Is there a way that we can edit information in there?
I believe what we found the easier way to do it is delete it. I believe there's a delete option, and then just go back, and you have to put in at least 3 because we want to make sure that you get a response from somebody, and we all can be busy. So your emergency contacts, you want to make sure they know that they're listed as emergency contact, and there'll be times where they're accidentally getting a message, but make sure they do know that it's important to check on you because it could be a serious crime. But I don't have the app pulled up right this second, but I'm pretty sure you can just delete that record of that emergency contact and add it again, and just, you know, put in you do have to list them as a friend, a broker, or some kind of title. I'm not sure why, when we were developing, why we did that, but just make something up. It's not a critical piece of it, but it forces you to put who they are, how you know them. Like I put my sister, my brother, and my son, whatever. But yes, you just remove that contact and add it again.
Okay. The buyer's profiles stay in your Safe Cloud archive.
It stays indefinitely until we remove it. And it goes to our cyber secure cloud. It's not shared to anyone else in the industry unless authorities were doing someone came to us and said, we have evidence that this person has been stalking realtors and we want you to see if they're in your database. Here's the unique phone number. We would work with authorities to share information, but we have terms and conditions and a policy statement. And I'm a realtor. I wouldn't do anything to sabotage our industry and provide information to others that I shouldn't. So it stays in our cyber secure cloud until we remove it, and there's no reason to do so.
Okay, great. Going back to the person that had a question about the name with the typo. So I'm wondering if maybe this is an offline discussion, Kevin, but he said that he tried deleting and re-entering it, but it saved the name with the typo. So,
okay. Yeah, let me give you my email address. You can email me, and I'll offline, I'll do some research to make sure I give you the right instructions. And this is for anyone. My first name is Helen, Helen, at safeshowings.com. So it's Helen at safeshowings.com, just like you see on the screen.
And I'll put it
inside of our app. if you notice on the menu side, the top left, there's a contact us button, and we have a help desk called Zendesk. So you click on contact us and you type in what your question is, and we'll respond probably sooner than 24 hours, but within 24 hours. And if you are seeing any kind of error message, if you know how to do a screenshot by just kind of pressing the button on your phone to capture that, that's helpful, so we can give it to our development team if it's a unique problem that we're not aware of.
Okay, great. Another question, if you delete the contact, wouldn't you also be deleting the photo?
The contact, I thought we were talking about emergency contacts. I might have misunderstood. Everything you take a photo of stays with that contact in the cybersecure cloud. It does not delete. Once you take the photo, it's going to go to our cloud. We're not going through it and looking at photos to see what you're taking a photo of. It's only there for emergency purposes. So don't worry about, when I tested our app for 2 years, I mean, I've got pictures of a cup, a tree, whatever was in front of me, just to test it to make sure it's functioning properly. So don't worry about what the photo you have submitted looks like.
Okay, great. We're getting lots of questions. After rating the contact, is that information shared with them or only with other Safe Showing members, or both?
Oh gosh, yes, it's only with us, our industry. It never will go to the buyer or the seller. No, that's only, again, the only intention for that step of our app is like Uber and Lyft. You're just saying how you felt working from a safety standpoint with the buyer or the seller. And 99% of the time, it should be 5 stars, because if you use the app the way it's intended and you're proactive and you're telling every person you work with, I use Safe Showings, I get an image of everyone before we go into a home, and you can do a selfie with them. Maybe you'd like to do that just to make it a little more comfortable. But people understand that. But no, the buyers and the sellers do not have access to the information inside of our app. It stays in our cybersecure cloud.
Okay, great. And you said that your email address was helen@safeshowings.com. Is that what?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I will put that in the chat.
We have so many. It could be info@safeshowings.com, whatever. I'm happy to respond to anyone, myself as well. So.
Okay. And then we'll take one last question here, and then we'll let you do the rest, and we can absolutely take questions at the end. But one last question is, have buyers ever had concerns about their info being on the cloud, on your cloud file?
No, they haven't. People understand that, if they're in our market, you probably have a similar market. We don't even have inventory. They want to, if they're sincere buyers, they're wanting to do a transaction with you and see a property. The last thing on their mind is, oh, where is this picture going to go? That's another good reason why we pivoted from the driver's license. The driver's license does show more information. It shows your address. But again, it goes into the cybersecure cloud. I think it's easier for someone to accept having a photo taken because they know they're being photoed everywhere they go with doorbell cameras. And that's how you could respond. And if they really, really push back and they're angry about it, I would choose not to work with them. That could be what saves your life. That should be a red flag if somebody says, how dare you, you're not going to get a picture of me, I'll go work with someone else. That could be what saves your life. Put your value of your safety over the sale, and it could be the right move for you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And especially if you're doing the steps the way that Helen has outlined about talking to your client before, when you're on the phone making the showing appointment and telling them that you're going to be taking a picture for the safety of everyone involved, it won't be a surprise. It won't be that awkward moment on the porch of the on the porch of the property. They will know that this is coming, and so it's just a better situation when you're proactive about that.
Yeah, and in the beginning, I'm always learning from people. My approach was a little bit different, and you could do this. It depends on how you feel, but when you're on the phone with them, you could say, the homeowner has required, or the listing agent says in the notes that I have to get an image of everyone before we go in the property. You could, if you feel comfortable doing it that way, but I think it's more powerful that you're confident and you're in control of your own personal safety, no matter what anyone else thinks. But make it your own, make it comfortable, and definitely do it with every person. Because again, those 200 realtors that didn't get a second chance would tell you they didn't know they were going to lose their life.
Absolutely. So important. Okay, well, so we will let you continue on, and we'll
This
stop.
part will be short. I just want to remind everyone, you have a link that Lisa has given to you, and she'll clarify maybe in the chat box where it is or post it again. But basically, it's your unique link for your association. And once you click it, this is what you're going to see. I created an instructional video just so you kind of get a preview of what the registration process looks. And it's less than 2 or 3 minutes. Here we go. Hi, I'm Helen Hudson, the founder of Safe Showings. I'm also a realtor in Charleston, South Carolina. I created Safe Showings because 3 years ago, I had a situation where I feared my own personal safety. You're receiving this video because your MLS, association, or brokerage has purchased Safe Showings Enterprise for you. So congratulations. In order to receive it for free, you do have to follow the instructions on this flyer. It's super simple. You click under option 1 there, the download button, the download link. It takes you to this screen, then you press the button that says register here. Then it takes you to this step where you enter your cell phone number, your first name, your last name, your email address. Be careful when you're typing in all this information, make sure it's accurate, and also create a password. Then click the agree to terms and press proceed. The next thing that'll happen is you'll receive a 4-digit code to your cell phone. Enter the 4-digit code here and press the button. It will take you to this screen. The last step is you click the button that says send the link. The link goes to your phone. If you have an iPhone, you click the first option at the top that's highlighted. If you have an Android, you click the one for Android. Then if you want to know more about our app under option 2, you can click learn how it works, and it takes you to this instructional video.
By downloading the Safe Showings app.
And we all saw that video. If you were on the call, you were able to preview how the app works. But I'm super excited to partner with you. I hope you use the app and that it saves lives, and you encourage other members of your association to also take advantage of the paid for benefit that your association has given you, because it might be what saves their life. And I'm available to answer any questions you might have since you saw the rest of that, or just email me with any additional questions too.
We do have one other question. If we downloaded it from the App Store, there wasn't a cost. Do we need to start over?
Yeah, there's if you go to the App Store, me an email, or go to the menu section of our app where it says contact us, and when you do that, we'll have your email and I'll send it to my development team. What happens is, even though you didn't agree to pay for the monthly or the annual subscription, it's kind of hard to explain. We have 2 apps. One's for individuals called Safe Showings, and the one for you is called Safe Showings Enterprise. But don't go to the App Store. It causes error messages. Even if you didn't proceed to purchase it, you will not be able to access the Safe Showings Enterprise free version. So that's not a problem if you've already done it. Just either email me and let me know, and I'll get it straightened out. It will take 24 hours, sometimes faster, but learn from others. If anybody else is on the call, if you can just not go to the App Store, please use the link provided by Lisa, and we'll get you squared away if you did. So.
Yeah, no problem on that. We do have another question. Do we have access to pictures after we've taken them? That's a good question.
I don't know that you would need that information. If you could, if you do, you can reach out to us, and we will provide that. We find out why you need it and go from there.
Okay. I think that's all the questions that we have. Thank you so much, Helen, for joining us again. Helen has been incredible. She has joined us probably 3 or 4 times now, training us and helping us to understand all the ins and outs of the app and why it's so important and just all of the ways to use it. So thank you so much for all of your time that you've spent with us. And if anyone out there has any questions, you are free to contact me at the association at lisa@rafv.realtor, or you can contact Helen, or like Helen said, on the app, use the help button that's on the app, and you'll be, I think it's called help. Is that what it's called?
Contact us under the menu section. But
Okay.
happy to help you, and thank you for being a partner of ours. And I look forward to growing those downloads and spread the word to each other. And if we would love to hear back from you, how it made you feel using a tool that deters crime, how it may have saved your life, any kind of testimonials or experiences you have with our app. We would greatly appreciate that as well.
Definitely, we will. We'll pass on that information because we can all learn from each other and help you improve the app even more. And I do want to let everybody know that's still on that we are having a contest for anybody that downloads in February. You will be entered to win one of 3 $100 gift cards. So anybody that downloads is going to be put into that drawing. So we're excited about that. So download, tell your friends, tell everyone in your office, get everybody on board. So thank you so much, Helen. We really appreciate this. Everyone have a great day and stay safe out there, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good day.